Hey guys, welcome back to Six Covered. Appreciate you showing up. And today we're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm trying to learn, and doing so, I want to show you guys what I've basically done. Basically, this is the EBR2C reticle through my Vortex. It is a Mil Radian scope. It is not MOA. But for estimating ranges, utilizing your scope and trying to figure out how far of a distance it is. So we're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm going to bring you down here, and you guys are going to see what I see. So this is the scope. This scope on this side continues on over here as well. I didn't fill that part out because I didn't really need to for what we're trying to accomplish. So it'd be kind of fun. What's up, Alaska 1 Andy? So you can see, and it's probably upside down, Lakeview Outdoors, how you doing? I'll turn it your guys' way. And this is just what I've been trying to learn through utilizing my sniper data book, utilizing X-Ring as a huge resource. But I'm trying to basically build this video so that I can go back and utilize it later, and then to also let X-Ring confirm that everything that I do and say is correct. So I've made a copy of this. I went online, found my reticle, and this is, trying to get this in here, is just a copy of what I would see in my scope. Basically to scale. So it is kind of a, it's basically a kind of a little cheat sheet for me to get used to. Instead of having to look through the scope, I can use this, but I figured it'd be kind of a fun adventure to show you what I'm going to be doing. So this book here, the sniper data book, it basically has references of different things and shapes. The height of people, how big a head is, what the size of a door is, a stop sign, shoulders, a guy sideways, and a head this way. And then it gives what the inches are. So I want to kind of throw you guys, show you guys how this works, and see if I'm giving you guys a good example of how I'm basically trying to portray what's going on here. So I'm going to slide this over to here, and you're going to see some horrible drawings, and you're going to see this guy right here. We're going to call this guy 72 inches. So he's basically 6 foot tall, this guy right here. Now how this scope works is, let me grab a different pencil. I'm going to grab a pencil. So these are Mil Radian, so these are not MOA if you're just joining us. Relvic 3, how you doing? Lakeview Outdoors. So from the center, either going up or down, you're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on down the scope. And then you're going to have these half hash marks. So think of everything as 10 here. So in between everything is basically tenths of a mil. So when you get over to this side, it actually has, instead of going from 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, now you get into where you can utilize this depending on how far away the distance is of the target. So inside of each one of here is 5. So you're basically going like, this would be 5, and then you'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a half, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then so that's tenths right there. 5 tenths, 10 tenths, meaning 1, all the way across. Keep going on. So you can take this information depending on how big the target is and utilize it. So we're going to go over to this little guy over here, and I'll get him so he's standing the right way for you. Actually, you guys are seeing this as I'm seeing it, actually. So that's good. Let me turn the scope around. And you got this guy right here. That's weird. Everything's upside down, but not on the screen. So hold on a sec. And then you got X-Ring showing up, and he can actually, it looks like he's in his car. But we'll say hi to him real quick.
What is going on?
I'm doing a little training so you can critique my abilities, so let's make sure I'm doing everything right. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not a whole lot. What in the crap kind of graph is that?
So this is
it looks upside down.
This is my scope. It is upside down now. Well, to me, it
Now
wasn't.
we're talking.
So I'm trying to do a range estimation utilizing my Mil Rad scope. So obviously you are just leaving work maybe or something?
Actually, no, I am leaving. Hold on. What do we have here? What do we have?
6.5 Grindle. Oh, you picked up your Grindle and your reloading stuff. Look at you go, buddy. That's my
Yeah,
cue right now.
okay, so I don't know how many people you have watching.
Not many. We got 8 so far.
Okay, well that's fine. I have shot 6.5 Grendel, but I've never owned one. And the opportunity that I had to shoot them, we were shooting them out to 1,000 yards with great success. Now I know that's not really what it was designed to do. It was really more of a 300 to 400 yard hunting round. It was kind of based loosely off of a 7.62 by 39 case with a heavier pill on top and that 6.5 diameter, or 264, whatever. But I've been wanting to get one. I've actually talked about it a couple times with you, Rick, and I finally got one. And my favorite rifle.
It's a
What I
Faxon.
mean by No, what I mean by that is, guys, I've been shooting Lancer. If you don't
Oh,
know
Lancer.
Lancer Systems, it is not the magazine, okay? It is the same company, but what they do really, really well outside of the magazines is they actually build some unbelievable rifles. They really do. I've competed with multiples of their rifles for many, many years, and you'll find Krieger or Bartlein barrels in them, specifically like the Lancer Outlaw series or any of those. I had one in 308 that I actually sold to another YouTuber, transferred it out to him. He's very satisfied with it. But I found one, and it is a full Lancer gun, and it is a beauty. I haven't even had a chance to shoot it yet. So that's what I'm doing.
All right. Well, very nice. All right. Well, I'm going to talk about Mil. We're going to try to figure out how far away these little guys are.
Okay, I would recommend, rather than doing guys will work. So you're going to try to do a head.
Well, we got a head, we got a doorway, we got a stop sign, but now that
Okay,
you're
nice.
greens here, no jacking everything up. Cracker. All right, so here we go. We're gonna do this clown face here.
Okay.
So we got so since the size is pretty small, let's go to here. If we utilize just the 1 and 2, we're still got a little bit of his head sitting there. So
Now hold on for just a second. Is your reticle that you're showing, is it mil or MOA?
it's Mil.
Okay.
You showed up late.
That's fine. That's like I said, I showed up as soon as I could.
Sure. So we got okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to measure this guy, and we're gonna say that there's still a little bit here, and without guessing, we'll go somewhere else where we can actually get the exact number. So we'll start off right here, and if we start off right here, we're gonna go, and you're gonna see we got a bunch of tiny little hash marks in between all these. So basically, you're looking at 4 little tenths in between each one of these. So this would be 5 tenths, 10 tenths, meaning 1. So we got 1 to here, and we got, since this scale is a little bit different since we wrote it in, this will be good because we're not completely on the hash mark. So we're at 1 and a half, and we'll just call it 3. So we're at 7. 1.7 is how far away.
Let me stop you for just a second. If you're going to try to do this on a live stream, you're probably going to need to zoom in.
I can't. I even have a trash bag.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Now we're talking.
Hold on. Let me get a couple boxes. This might be the right height. Is that farther closer?
It is better, yes.
All right. So, and he's so we'll call it 1. Here's 1. Plus another 5. and then 3. So 1,
1, 5, and
1.7.
3 is 1.8.
It'd be 1.8 because it only does it in even numbers on this. So we're looking here, which is going to be backwards. So let's try to do it this way. So let me slide over to here. And you're going to see very blurry. Come on, camera. All right, so we'll just do it anyways. 1.8. And that would be 93 yards away. So the scale works really well. I need to back it up for you guys to really see what I'm talking about.
Okay, before, if I can interject something, Rick, what you're doing is really good, and it's very helpful for a lot of people. And I don't know when I came in on it, but you have to have a known, and that known is that head size for most people. So based on that grid you just showed them, what is it saying that it's what?
It'd basically be 6 by 10 inches.
6 inches wide by 10 inches tall.
Correct.
So they're saying that is an average size for a human's head.
And just like this one, let me go closer. It's going to be upside. I'll do it this way. This one right here, the average size from back to front of chest is about 12 inches, they're saying.
Correct. That is right.
And then from inside shoulders,
you should be about 18-ish to 22.
Yeah, you got 20 to 22. This one. And a stop sign is, they're saying, about 30 inches big.
Now, that is a regulatory stop sign. You cannot go by a stop sign in a parking lot or something because those are non-regulatory.
Yeah. And then you also have a doorway, which is usually 36 inches.
Or 32. Just know that.
Or 32. And then you got different type tallnesses of people, basically, different heights. You got a 5 foot, 5.6, 5.9, and a 6 foot individual. So you can kind of, if you can guess his height, per se, you will be able to tell. There'll be a little bit of differences. So you got a 60 inch all the way to a 72 inch person. And then this one's showing basically from the top of the head to the center line of the belt line. And
which they've got is what, 32 or 36? 36?
40 inches.
Okay.
So that's.
And this will vary based on books. So, guys, what you need to take from this so far is these are based off of human averages, okay? Because there is an average height for a man. But there are people that are shorter and there are people that are taller. This is just to get you somewhat close for range estimation. So that's the key point of this, is understanding
just an average range.
It's an average. It's an average man.
It's an average man. So let's take, we'll use this because it'll be a little bit easier to show. I think I might need something under here that'll hold that a little better. But let's take one of these pictures here. Right about there. Let's do the stop sign. Okay, so there's the stop sign. You're on a mountain and you want to know the distance of how far away the object that you want to shoot is. That's about the same distance as the stop sign. So you go, okay, I know that that stop sign most likely is 30 inches wide. So you can utilize your reticle. And when you utilize your reticle, let me try to put this the other way, even though it's upside down for me. I will know that if I put this right here, guys, and it doesn't line up perfectly, if you're really trying to estimate range, you really need to get into these tenths, because that your guess may be way off if your guess isn't spot on. So let's say that I put this right here at the edge of this stop sign on my reticle, and I know that that is a 0.5 mil and then all the way to here is 1. So it's basically 1 mil. So in order to figure that out, if I go to here, which I'll slide this over. If I go to the edge here where the mils are, I'm going to look for 1 mil. So you got 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1, 1.2, and all the way down in even numbers to figure out what the distance is. Now, if it's saying 6, 7, 8, 9, you have to go to the next page. This page actually ends at 5. So we're going to go, what did I say it was, 1 or 2?
1.
1. Okay, so we'll go across. And I'll try to make it so you guys can see which way I got to go. So here's 1. I'll follow it across to the stop sign, and I'm at 833 yards.
Okay, 833. Now do me a favor. Do you have a calculator handy?
Yeah.
30.
Wait. Let me find it. Okay, so we got 30, you said?
30 times 27.77.
30 times 27.77 equals 833.1.
There you go. So the constant is 27.77 on a mil-based reticle. Guys, that is something to commit to memory. And the only thing his dope chart is doing is it's helping you get there faster so you don't have to do the division or have a calculator. So 27.77, that is a constant for all mil-based scopes.
What's up with
MOA-based scopes, what's that?
Go ahead, I'm just saying hi to everybody.
Yeah, MOA-based scopes are 95. 95.1 is going to be the constant on MOA. 95.1. No, yeah, it's 95.1, 95.5. I don't use MOA enough right now. I think it's 95.1. But that is going to be your constant for MOA based. The other key thing,
what's the 30 for? Oh, the size? No.
30 is, yeah, so it's going to be target height or width in inches. We determined the stop sign is 30 inches. Whether it was across or high, it came up to 30. So you take 30 times the constant, which was 27.77, divided by observed height or width in mils. He determined that was exactly 1 mil. So we take 30 times 27.77, comes up to 833. You divide that by 1. Guess what? It's still 833.
That was good.
Now, what's very, very important, folks, is to remember, and I can't read comments. I'm driving. I'm not even looking. What's very important to remember, did you cover first and second focal plane scopes?
I did not.
Okay, so, guys, he is doing this based off of a fixed power for whatever that is. You don't know what reticle power he's on right now because he drew it out. On a first, or sometimes referred to as a front focal plane scope, it does not matter what power you're on. The ratio will always be correct with the image size. However, if you have a second focal plane scope in which the reticle always stays a constant size and only the picture is zooming in and out, then you must be on max power in order to do range estimation. Otherwise, nothing works. It's either going to be max power or manufacturer suggested power for ranging, which is usually max power. That's very, very important to understand this whole process.
And this, I think you said it.
So, okay, I'm going to shut up now, but
no,
continue.
I think you said it, but it's first. It is the first focal plane on the scope that I'm utilizing.
Yeah, your Razor HD is a first focal plane scope, and you can buy the same exact scope no matter what. Like whether you're dealing with Leupold or you're dealing with Vortex or Night Force, you can buy MOA based scopes or mil based scopes, and then you can also get them in first focal or second focal. So you need to know exactly what you're working with.
Great points. Great points.
Hey, are we? Are you getting any comments or no?
Yeah, it says do not read text and drive. And I got
I'm not
Adamus.
reading text.
He's not. Adamus is saying times 27.77 mils.
No,
Okay.
no, not 27.77 mils. That is just a constant. Don't assign a value.
I
Don't
think
assign a.
divided by mils is he put a little hash mark.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I didn't see that from right here. Got Hidden Steel. I think he was talking about MOA. That was the 95.5. And you got Hidden Steel saying the Battle of Live Feeds. Elfster's on, I guess. And is your six covered. And then we got Eric out there. While you're out, grab some Krispy Kreme, man.
Oh, wait. Couldn't make Krispy Kreme, but I did swing by Dunkin' Donuts. I've got my mini munchkins in here. It's not a farce. It's the truth. I love donuts.
All right, so let me back this up. We're going to see how big this battleship is. This is a game, guys, that we shoot, but this will work as an unknown distance. So let's do this. This little guy here. Actually, let's use this one. This might be a little tough for you guys to see, but I'll measure it out. That ain't going to work because I'm not going to know what it is. Let's pretend that is a stop sign.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna turn my camera off for a minute. It's off, right?
Yeah, that's fine. You eat your donut.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, I don't want anybody seeing me eating donuts.
Yeah, don't be eating no donuts. All right, so we got this right here. We are going to pretend is the top of the stop sign and the bottom of the stop sign, so I can keep practicing. And let's do this because the plastic's off of it, and that might make it a little bit easier. So I'm going to go ahead and put this at the bottom. Let's do it this way. All right, here we go. This is what she should look like. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're right at 8 mils. So let's see what a stop sign would be at 8 mils. This is the reason why I'm doing this. That means we get to switch the pages around. So 8 mils, we got to go to this page. And here's the stop sign. Here's the 8 mils. We're going to go across, bring the stop sign down, and we are looking at 104 yards. So for me, I know that that is 9/10 of a mil. I would shoot that stop sign at. It'd be 9/10 of a mil for my rifle. And then if you're not sure, you would utilize this book. This book is so awesome. You could go to here. I utilize this one here. So if it's 70 degrees today, which is about right, and I said it was 100 yards away, no, yeah, it'd be negative 0.1, which is 9/10 of a mil. So that's kind of how that works. Kind of fun. So me practicing this is good. You guys can see I got some cards here for different temperatures, kind of depending on what it is, from cold to hot. I can grab these and kind of have an idea of what I'm at. What book is that? Vanessa, this is a very darn expensive book, and I did buy this because it has a lot of great information in it. It's the
Ray told him too.
Yeah. Well, I asked you, what book is that? And I think on the back here is where you can get it.
It should be on the very front cover. U.S. Tactical Supply, I believe. Tactical Tailor sells them. Go over. I can't see it on your screen. All I see is TRGT. Yeah. U.S. Tactical Supply. That's it.
Yeah. So this book is pretty cool. I've done a video on this. Let me see if it'll focus in. Guess I get to keep turning it this way because everything's upside down today. Math textbooks are pretty darn expensive. Very true. NSN number. I don't know. It should have one, huh, Ray?
I don't know. There's a lot of different sniper data books out there. That's probably one of the most popular. I know that I had some buddies that were deployed overseas in Afghanistan, and they were actually short on them. They did not have enough for all the guys. Now, I will tell. So I sent them some, along with some other stuff. But you should really dedicate. If you're going to get into long-range rifle shooting, you should have a sniper data book or what they call a shooter's book like that for each rifle. Don't ever try to share your platform. There should be a spot on the very front cover where you can Sharpie in the serial number of the weapon platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what you do is that is married to that gun from the moment you either build it and purchase it, receive it, whatever. Typically, you want to keep in the very back of that book, it's going to have a barrel log book. Very last page is right there.
There you go. There's mine. So basically what he's saying is,
Very last two.
I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm all right.
That's your barrel log. That's the
barrel.
life of the barrel.
So I bought the Tika, purchased it on 1/8/2020. First day I shot it all the way down. How many rounds I shot during that day, except for this one. I had to catch up a couple of days. I did a reloading, so I know how many rounds I was down. Total shots fired through that rifle is 547. This right here, these I don't know if people do this, but I do. Every time the barrel gets cleaned, I do copper. I basically put a star.
Outstanding, because I never told you that, but that's a good thing to do. The other thing is especially in the stuff that I used to do, you have to put your lot number in there for the ammunition. That way you know when you go from one pallet or lot number to another.
Yeah,
because even from the same manufacturer, you want to keep those lot numbers the same.
Very good. Yeah, and I'm showing them the lot number area right here.
Yeah.
Mine I put in A because I do all my own reloading. So, and then the 0 here, and I got this little key down here. Basically, that is when I added the new Thunder Beast muzzle brake. So, from this day forward, if I go back to here, where you guys may or may not have seen this before. Hold on, I'll go this way, it's easier. Where I can actually keep my cold bore shot, and then I keep with the can. This is without the can and with the can. So.
Yeah. So where do you put the batteries in?
Put the batteries. You don't put the batteries in. It's right here.
Exactly. So it always works. It will never fail on you. The only time you're going to have difficulty is in low light operations, where you might not be able to read it unless you've got night vision. That's the only time. But that's water resistant paper.
Yep.
It's basically on the rain paper. So that's another reason why it costs so much. But there's a lot of great pages in there for information. Can you go to the field sketch? It looks like a stadium almost.
Here's one right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
So whether you're doing this for work or for fun or whatever, this is a good way for you. Let's say you're on a stage where you need to visualize and see and record known distances from your location. Your field sketches you can draw in terrain, landmarks, buildings, things like that. And then basically you put in the yardage on the far left at the bottom. You just had it.
No, I have it, but I was going to show a different one. Here's one that's done. I wanted to show one with a bunch of info on it. Well, here's the one for when I was shooting my 223.
Okay. So basically you can see the little man in the middle. Off to the far left and off to the far right, you can keep notes on distances and basically the direction of those targets. So if something is almost 90 degrees left, you can go far left, but then you can just kind of clock it around. So that's a full 180 degree view from your position. Field sketches are very, very important.
And I have a better one somewhere. I used it for VOD.
Guys, that is an invaluable tool. I always recommend that to anyone getting into long range.
But it's cool because it has 0 data. It has cold bore shot data, bullseye targets, stationary target data, moving target data. Oh, that's the same one. Where can I put it? I think one of the most important things is the barrel log. I really enjoy that. Let's get closer. Range card. Okay, here we
And
go. So
all sniper data books are not created equal. There are a bunch of different manufacturers of them, but the one that he's got is the one that I endorse. I have a lot of faith in that book. It has pretty much everything you'll need.
So you can see you got the originator up here, you got the date, location, card one, rangefinder is how I got the distances. You can see all the distances over here in this area. And VOD, you guys probably seen videos. It's that one, almost looks like a road going up the side of a mountain, so it's a very narrow thing. So you got woods on the right, woods on the left, and then you have basically you could write this all in. But you could put a house, you could put roadways or how they cross. Depends on what you're looking at. So you got a 10-inch by 10-inch steel plate at 700 yards, 650. You got a steel plate, and so on. You just write it down, 8-inch circle at 600, and it'll give you an idea of what you have. And then you can utilize this information if you go back to the same range. You'll have an idea. You won't have to use the rangefinder again. Kind of deal. Here's the field sketch thing that Ray was talking about as well. So you could draw, all the different buildings, and say you're over here. You can kind of put the distances, the known distances in, so you don't have to go back to that as well on that page.
Yeah, one of the comments was, what kind of pen do you use? And Right in the Rain makes pens specifically for that paper that won't run. I have seen in pouring down rain where guys that are using gel pens or things like that, it'll just start smearing on the paper. Definitely stick with the right tool for it. I don't use that. That's a Statler. I actually use that for my range cards, and I don't know if you've tested that to see if it'll make your ink run. It shouldn't, because that's a good pen.
This is the one that gave,
right,
the one that told you, not this book, but Right in the Rain papers. Is this they had told me this was the one.
Okay. Yeah, I use those on those white data cards.
Yeah, Ray has white ones. I made some clear ones because I don't have any official ones. Actually, they're in this book as well. This is what I keep in here. The pen goes here. So I always have this with me. And then here's kind of you guys can see the different cards. This one's white. So the next time I'll go, I already got distances, and then I just got to put in the dope for basically depending on the temperature. These ones have been used before. Like this one was on 4/9/2020, so it's pretty cold, but you can see it just helps laying that out there next to your gun. Ray's got one that mounts right to his rifle, which is really cool. But keep those in here, and then you can put whatever else you want. I actually have the Tika book in here if I need specifications on tightening something down or tearing something out. It's in there because this only goes with the Tika book. It's only made for the Tika book. It even says Tika on it. So, but very important to have, definitely, especially if your Kestrel dies and your Stray Log dies and you got nothing. You can go back. And what I like about it, one of my favorite parts of the book is towards the front. And it has different weather, which is really cool. If I can find it. Here's all that range estimation stuff we were talking about earlier. Wind charts. Right here. This
Wind formulas. Yep.
Yeah, this is the page I really like because depending on the weather, if you're going to say you go to Wyoming and you're shooting in 30-degree weather, we had this in the wintertime. This data will get you closer than not having anything. So, and then, it can go up to 105 degrees over here and 20 on this side. So, kind of cool. Here's kind of a zoom up of it. That's what it looks like. This is my ugly writing. But I kind of wish I would have done one for suppressor and not suppressor. But there isn't much difference when it comes to the, what I got to change. I'm not even really adding that in. Do you ever use the Mil Dot masker? I don't know what that is. You know what that is, Ray?
Yeah, I've actually got a lot of them, and those were very, very handy back in the day. And basically, it's a laminated card that has rivets on it, and you slide. It's basically like a slide chart, and the Master will give you a lot of that information. Um, those don't do really well in the weather, though. I've got some that just wrinkled up so bad. It just seemed like every time I was on a mission, it was always crappy weather. And so I have some that look like you hit them with like 200 degrees of heat, and then they just wrinkled and buckled. There was also another company that did them specific for, because back in the day I was shooting 308. It was all 168 or M118 LR, so they had two different charts. And so you'd have those charts that also had your air density altitudes in there. So it's a great tool. I don't use them much anymore, though.
My camera.
It's what I learned on, and I wish if I was at home, I'd grab one and show everyone because it's a very useful tool, but I don't use them any longer.
And that's a slide ruler?
It's not really a slide ruler. I'm done eating my donut, so.
Well, hit your button, phone.
Let's see. Okay, so basically it's a card about this big, and you just grab the center of it and you can slide it. And as you slide it, you have little windows, and it will change values based on, either mil readings or temperature, air density, altitude, all that other stuff. But that's what he's talking with the Mil Master. It helps you do range estimation and stuff like that.
Nice. I thought that was pretty cool because, so basically, after today, as long as I know that I can utilize 27.7 times the width of a known, so say it's 30 inches, I times 30 times 27.7.
27.77. Some guys use 7.8. As long as you do that, which I actually I've done a couple videos on it, and I think you actually were told this at some point, but now you're making that correlation between the two.
Yeah, so 833 yards away. So that's
and so, guys, I know it seems like it's a lot of excess information. I mean, it really does. It's like you're keeping track of this, keeping track of that. But there's nothing more satisfying than let's say you fly over to North Carolina, and for whatever reason you're visiting with Rick, and we take you to a range and there's a target out there, and we don't know anything. Okay, we just say, look, you get one shot, you need to put a round on that target. You got to know something. You got to know how big the target is. Is it a man silhouette? Is it a 10 by 10 steel or whatever? But as long as you have that one known, average size of a deer or whatever, there's nothing more gratifying than being able to go out there with a cold rifle, cold bore, and being able to put one right there in that target like you intended. That whole philosophy of one shot, one kill. The more data you can have. Now you say, well, I don't need that. I have a Kestrel. Okay, well, a backup to a backup is great. So let's say you just go to your Kestrel and it's 525 yards and it says, it's whatever scope you're using, 3.2 mils. And then you go back to that data book and you look on that given day that's similar to the day that you're shooting on, and it says, 3.4 mils. Well, that's giving you more information to kind of narrow it down, because the Kestrel is not an absolute. It's close, and it can give you a lot more information, but maybe it got broken in the plane ride, or maybe it fell out of your pocket and you lost it. The more data you have, the better. So that's my whole thing about it, is have that information. Or keep it in a notebook. It doesn't have to be a $40, $50 sniper log.
That's true. Something to keep all the data in there. I was actually utilizing I don't know if it's around here still. Until my book showed up, I wanted to be able to keep dang, I don't know where it is. It's just basically one of those little tiny, it's right here. This thing. So I was using this until my book came in, just so I could keep up track of all my information. So, even on the cover, I had put when I purchased it and what grains, Hornady this and CCI primer that, and blah blah blah. And then once I got the
Hey,
book,
hey, Rick, you know where I'm at. I'm getting ready to lose service. I got to check out because I'm getting ready to lose it. And when I go over the mountain here, but it was a pleasure joining in. Thanks for the invite.
thanks for the info. Have a good one.
All right.
All right. So let's see. We're at 40 minutes. Let's see. Has anyone shot from the space station? I don't know. I would assume not. Who let the dogs out, Jerry says. I don't know what the heck went on. There's something happened. Maybe it was the mailman showed up. You can't see me, huh? Why can't you see me? Is it not working or what? Let's see. If I shot from Mount Everest, wonder how far the bullet would travel. Depend on the bullet, I guess. Armament and Axes, what's up? Looks like the camera focus had a heartbeat. Yeah, that did look weird. It was like. So you guys, can you see me or not? HB number 2. Oh, now we can. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was when I was changing cameras. Jerry Bear's in the house. What's going on? What's going on, Vanessa Kitty? So that was kind of the thing. I've been basically sitting here studying, trying to get. I got that on screen. And it's kind of good. It works good for practicing, trying to figure out unknown distances. And depending on the size and shape and all that stuff of whatever you're looking at. So it's pretty cool. So I had fun. I had to make a new email not long after your last stream. Huh. How come, Gigabytes? Let's see. Did you change out your stock on the Tika? No, I actually am enjoying that stock quite a bit, actually. Dark Fire Shooter 71. I'm really getting comfortable with that rifle now, so it's definitely nice. It's kind of, knowing where everything is and how it works is, I'm getting more comfortable with it, so it's fun. No, I don't think I'm actually ever going to change that stock out on the Tika. I think for what it is, I like how it folds in the back, so it's easy to clean. And I don't clean it much, but when I do, it's nice because I don't have to mess with the cheek riser. I can just fold the rear of the stock out of the way. Let's see. Thank you for the company. Name 2. They sell blue guns. They might have the one I need. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Did you ever decide what to do about the powder scale? No, Jerry, I haven't. It's still, I actually loaded up a bunch of rounds last couple of days at Ray's house. So I got a few hundred rounds to think about it, I guess. I did do some annealing, which was the first time I've ever done that. But no, either I'm going with the Gen 6 or I kind of want that A&D. I really want that A&D is what I want, but it's expensive. And right now is not a good time to buy anything. So that's kind of that answer. Funny how we were talking about the 5G thing. Next thing I know, account was shut down. Wow, Gigabytes. Don't talk about it. I remember we just did that this morning. Jerry Bear, I used a machine that Ray has, really fancy one. I talked about it on a chat the other day, but I don't remember what it is. It's a high dollar one. Very nice. Lead Mining got the stimulus check today. All right, man. That's awesome. Eric, you have a good one. He's going to go on a run to Krispy Kreme, chocolate-covered cream custard filled with some fruit filled in my future. That actually sounds really good. That sounds really good. I actually had a couple donuts the other day over at Ray's house. Trump's buying scales. There you go. I'd wait for a month or so for everything to cool down. Yeah, for sure. Well, who knows? I might get to go back to work. I'm not sure I want to go back to work, but it's sure nice to have the opportunity to go back to work if I want. So I guess I've been getting kind of a mini taste of what retirement could be. And so far, it's been really fun. What's up, Idaho Rogers? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. So, I don't know. See what happens, I guess. You're seeing this stream out, then going to gooch out to some meditation tunes. There you go. Well, we're going to end here shortly. I guess someone was saying, I think it was, who was it? Hitting Steel, California, or someone saying Elster's got a live chat going right now. I had filed for it, lead mining. I actually still have it up on my computer as one of my browser things. North Carolina Division of Employment Security. I had to go there the other day and sign up for unemployment, which is crazy. I've never had to do that before. Well, I did in the early 90s, but I'm just doing a quick check-in. I'm still working. Idaho Rogers, awesome. Stay safe, buddy. Stay safe. So other than that, that's about it. At least for now. Probably be back on sometime tonight. It's still early. It's nice to have power, though. Thank goodness. We were out of power for 36 hours, I think it was. So we shall see. All right, you guys take care. Hope you enjoyed that little fun thing. If you've never done that before, it's kind of fun. And just remember 27.77 times your, however big the object is 23.28 here. It's 23.28 here. LOL. I was watching the thing, Conservative Sniper had sent me about Hodgdon powders and how that stuff comes from basically Australia. Australia is where you see a lot of gunpowder, and Hodgdon's actually buys it from there. So that's kind of cool. So you guys have a great night. See you soon. Talk to you later.